Hey, check this out.
What have you done to Sonic? I'll never forgive you for this.
Ouch!
I'll show you how powerful my cycle is. There's no way I'm gonna forgive you, Sonic.
Yush!
So yeah, I was just messing around today and happened to stumble across this while trying to find a beginner dirt easy strat. I wasn't expecting anything to actually be fast. Little did I know I would find something that can churn out 14s, has the consistency of the Devu method, the safety of playing the fight slow, while also having the auto-timed bits on the hardest parts of the fight like the drum strat does without any of the execution that a method like that has. It's not quite as fast as the drum method, but otherwise I feel like this is basically the ideal method for just about anyone if they're willing to learn it. So, how does it work? Well, starting out the fight, the first hit goes very similarly to every other version of this strat. You stop right at about this black line, just holding up, and you just press B to shoot him. Unlike most of the other strats though, where you would retreat, instead you want to hold B here. That way you stay locked on to him. This is very important to make sure that you have your lock on for later. And you want to just keep holding up. And you'll keep holding up until he punches you, like that. Once he's punched you like that, it'll push you in the back. Depending on your timing, it might knock you into the corner on the left of where Eggman is standing right now, but usually it'll knock you to the back wall like this. Once this has happened, from here, you will wait until your stun frames wear off, and as soon as they wear off, you hold B, tap A, and move to a down right angle to start moving away from Tails. And from here the fight is basically over. Since we're moving down and away, we've moved in such a way that as soon as Tails' cutscene starts to release the laser, all you have to do is release B during that, and it will buffer the release of our lock-on, which will target Tails at the exact worst time for him, the exact best time for us. From there, just swoop around to his side and shoot him, and the fight's over. I'd recommend timing your final shot as he says the word "gonna" for the best results. A bit unscripted here at the end, I'm just going to let the rest of this B-roll go. Basically, this B-roll is, after about 20 to 30 minutes of messing around with this strat, just to show off the consistency, I did it 13 times in a row, all of which were 14s, just, again, very solid times. I will say this strat is, again, not the absolute fastest, quote-unquote, reliable strat. Drum strat is still faster. That strat can get like 14.3s. This strat, the best I've seen this strat get is a 1454, the one I showed at the start of the video. But realistically, I think, a couple tenths is like not the end of the world. Realistically, I feel like you're not getting 14.3s with the drum strat anyway. That's like absolutely pushing it to its limit. Whereas I feel like this one is like pretty easy to get the ideal time with, because everything is just... The first hit is just like every other version of this. The second hit is the only thing that has any sort of remote difficulty, and even then I think it's got a very generous window to do the shot and turn around, and as long as you move properly from there, like making sure you're moving down and right, like you can see in like this B-roll footage, I'm approaching the down right in like a lot of different ways too, where like sometimes I'll do it a little sloppier or whatever, and it's like it still sets it up so that I can buffer the third hit. And the third hit is like the most pivotal hit of this fight. That is always the thing that like every strat is like trying to make easy. Like the Divu method uses like the punch buffer, and Drum's method uses a shot buffer like this. But like in the case of like the Drum method, it's like it's mashing and it's based on position. This is like basically impossible to mess up as long as you move to the right place. You literally just move to the place, and you have like a whole second window when he does this super flash to just release the B button, and then the shot just works. And as long as the shot hits, the laser is not gonna hit you. Like, you have such a healthy time to get around. And even if it does, I think this is the biggest thing to me. This strat relies on, it's so safe in that you take one punch worth of damage in the whole fight. So like if something goes wrong, and like things did go wrong a couple times whenever I was testing this, like even if you have like total catastrophe, you get hit by the laser twice, you still are alive. And like that is a luxury that like I don't think any other method can give. Like even Drum's method requires you to get hit by a shot. I think you get hit by 2 shots actually. So like most of these other strats are like ending the fight in the yellow, to the point to where like dying if you mess up is a realistic possibility, and sometimes you have to play the fight more carefully and lose more time if it messes up. So like this fight is already, this strat rather, is already hyper consistent, and then you take it and like it becomes even more consistent because you take so little damage from it. And I think that's the real strength of this. I know that as long as I've been in this community, as long as I've seen people do this fight, I know that people are not going to settle on one strat. Like everybody's going to have their own thing, but I hope that this strat finally solves the fight for a sizable chunk of people. Have a nice day, y'all.